Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a mom tag questions that I had gotten from another YouTuber that I'm following. Her name is Josie L, or her channel name is Josie L. And she ended up doing these questions and I found it interesting, so I wanted to do them as well. So if you guys would like to see what I answer, where my answers are at, please keep on watching. Okay, so my sister is just gonna ask the questions because obviously, as you guys know, I film with my phone. So she's gonna be here off camera, but you guys know her. Her name is Lori. She's been featured before a lot of times. So here you go.
How old were you when you had your first child?
I was 21 when I had my first baby. Yeah, I got pregnant at 21 and had her at 21.
What was the hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months?
The hardest thing about being pregnant for 9 months for all three of my children is the fact that I couldn't eat and that I would barf all the time. Like for my first baby, I was sick the entire time I was pregnant. And I mean like all day sickness, no just morning sickness, it's all day sickness. And I could never keep anything down. The only thing she allowed me to have down, like was able to have without throwing up instantly was I don't know if you guys know the chicken noodle soup from Subway and the tea from Subway. That's it. But even like that, it would only be in my stomach for like a little bit and then I'll barf it up. But that was one of the things I did enjoy the most. The hardest thing. That was the hardest thing, like not being able to eat and throwing up all the time. Like I lost a ton of weight. It was a good thing, but the fact that I would throw up all the time for any little thing, I would get motion sickness as well easily. When my husband would drive, when I would drive, it's just, I didn't like that whole barfing thing.
Can you think of any good things you enjoyed during those 9 months?
I did enjoy feeling my baby move. It's just one of those things you can't help but appreciate, and it's like a bond that you end up creating between you and your baby when she's like moving around and making sure that she's constantly moving. And it's just something that I don't know, like I enjoyed that for all three of them.
In your opinion, were all the things you heard about childbirth accurate or way off?
In my opinion, I feel most of it was way off. I was told a lot that it would be really painful and I would be struggling a lot, but the only thing I ever struggled with for my pregnancies was the fact that I was always sick. The actual fact of me having the baby, it was not scary at all, and a lot of people would tell me that it was scary, but it wasn't scary like for me at all, like whatsoever. It was painful, yes, but it was not scary. It was like what I had expected, like in my own mind, not what everybody else had told me.
Would you have handled childbirth differently if you could redo it?
No, I would go through the same thing. So I did not have natural I mean, it was natural, but not like without painkillers. I did have an epidural.
All 3 times?
All 3 times. Well, for the last one, I kind of had to have it. I was already going through pain for my last baby for something else. So I had to have her early and they wanted me to be kind of like pain-free. So I had to have an epidural for that one. But for the first 2, I chose to have epidurals because if I don't have to put up with the pain for however long I'm gonna be in labor, why would I? It didn't fully work though, so I did feel a whole lot of it, but I mean, it's nothing I can't handle.
What would be your advice for someone who is about to have a baby?
My advice for someone who is about to have a baby: enjoy every moment, whether it's sadness, whether you feel extremely tired or excited, whether to bond with your baby, not only you but your significant other, and to appreciate every little thing that comes with pregnancy. even when you're sick all the time, like to appreciate every little thing, because those every piece of moment, it really it brings you closer to your child. At least with me, it did.
What has been the hardest thing about being a mom?
The hardest thing about being a mom. I'm always viewed as an enemy. So with my kids, they love me, of course, but the fact that I constantly have to be the one to discipline and to tell them no and no and no, like for a lot of things that I don't want them to like have or to be spoiled by, because I don't want their mentality on that to depend on that. And I try to get them out of that state a lot. And I mean, that kind of comes with the territory of constantly being the one that has to say no and being strict with them and careful with them. So it's a huge role along with being a mom that I constantly have to be after them. And that sucks, but somebody has to do it.
What has been the most rewarding thing about being a mom?
The most rewarding thing about being a mom is that I have three little girls, 3 children that love me unconditionally. They love me no matter how much I yell at them, and they love me no matter what. They come to me for every little thing on their own. I don't push them, and that's really rewarding to me that I have 3 children that love me unconditionally, because this day in the world right now, it's really hard to have that. It's really hard. And I love that bond that I have with them, how we got to that point that I've always created since they were born, before they were born. That's why those moments are so important, before they're born.
What was the most surprising thing you discovered about being a mom?
The most, is that negative or like positive,
Surprising,
whatever? The most surprising thing that I discovered about being a mom, I didn't think I was going to be good at it. I don't think I'm that great at it. I think I failed daily, but I thought I was going to be like a disaster. Like, how am I going to keep my children alive? But I mean, they're growing and they're healthy, so I think I'm doing something pretty good. That's probably the most surprising.
What is the best memory you have involving your child?
The best memory I have about involving my children. Oh man. The best memory I have with my children are when we're literally in my room, on my bed, and we're all just playing around, talking. Like they're just jumping on me, and I'm just playing with them, tickling them, and then we end up having just conversations, like me with them with me. They end up telling me their own personal things or things they're thinking of and questions they have, and we're just there conversating. Yeah, those are the things that I enjoy.
What was the most exciting milestone?
The most exciting milestone for each of my children was when they started walking. And I know that's kind of like that's something that's very generic, but it's literally when they started walking. I don't know why. It's just, I guess, just me thinking like, wow, like my like I can't believe she learned how to walk, and we're the ones who are teaching her how to walk. It's just like, I don't know. It's just, well, all 3 of them. It's just, it was always exciting for each one. I don't know why. That's just is.
What is the worst thing your child has ever done?
The worst thing my child has ever done? I guess the worst thing my kids have ever done is talk back. Right now my oldest is 10. She's gonna be 11. And she's going through stages, like right now, right? She's going through stages, I guess. Especially the moment that we're in now, how complicated things are getting. But she is talking back a lot. And I don't like it. I don't. I'm trying to remove that from her, but it's difficult. Yeah, it's hard.
What habit do you wish your child didn't have?
The habit I wish my children didn't have is the fact that they throw everything on the floor. They don't know how to pick up after themselves at home. I'm more than sure they know how to do it at school, but at home they do not know how to pick up after themselves. And I teach them. I've been teaching them for years already, and they just don't care. I guess because they feel like I'm eventually gonna pick it up. But there comes times where I don't pick it up, and their room is just messy, like everything on the floor. I get so frustrated. I tell them to clean it up, and they're at the age where they know they should have responsibility, and I teach them responsibility. They know how to clean up after themselves. They just refuse to. That's an ugly habit that I wish they didn't have.
What habit of theirs makes you most proud?
What habit of theirs makes me most proud? The habit they have that I'm very proud of is they pray in the mornings on their way to school. They pray during their mealtime, which is, I don't know, I'm not entirely sure if they pray at school, but for sure they pray at home during dinner time. And they pray before they go to sleep. And they give us a kiss goodnight every night, and make sure they do so. Every night they make sure of that. Kiss and a hug. And I'm proud of that.
Do you share any similarities with your child, both physical and personality?
Yes. My oldest is very similar to me in every possible way. She looks like me and she acts like me. It is one of the most frustrating things ever. I didn't think I was a frustrating person until I met my mini self. Insane. It's insane. And it's funny because my second little girl, she's exactly like my husband. She's exactly like my husband. She looks like him, but she doesn't act much like him. There's little things that she does that are similar to him, but she doesn't really act much like him. She's also similar to me in that way, but she's kind of like a little bit of both.
In what way? Girly?
Like she's a little bit, but she's a girl, so she is a little bit more girly in that way. My oldest is a lot more, she's not tomboyish. She just enjoys the outside more than anything. And that's me right there. Because when we're younger, obviously our generation as kids, we were outside all the time. There was no such thing as being on phones and games and stuff. We're always outside. And my youngest, she looks like both me and my husband combined. And her mind and how she is, it's like a total warp of me and my husband. Like she has a lot of the rawness between me and my husband. Very honest and brutal type of honesty. And she'll ask questions when she really wants to know about things, and it's crazy. She's 7 and she's pretty smart for being 7. But yeah.
Where would you like your child to be in 10 years?
Where would I like my child to be in 10 years? Well, my oldest is going to be 20 in 10 years. So I would like for her to be in college, pursuing whatever she wants to pursue. And I'll support her any way that I can possible in her pursuing of what she wants to do. The same for my middle child. She is going to be 19. She'll be in college as well, because they graduate when they're 17. So she'll be in college as well. I'll also be supporting her and pushing her. And my youngest is going to be 17. She'll probably just be barely graduating. So she'll be graduating school. She'll also probably be graduating with a lot of college credit. And be pushing them on that. Be pushing them on what they want to pursue, what they want to do for their life, and not making them get scared of anything like that, and frightening them of the world or anything like that. I will be honest with them, but I would also like them to continue knowing that we'll be there.
What is something that having a child has taught you?
Patience. I had to learn how to be patient by having children. because they can't do things as quick as I want them to do it. I had to learn how to be patient with their learning, with their homework, with their process of each milestone they had to reach. Potty training was one of the hardest things for me, like to have patience with, because there was a point where they just refused to go to the bathroom. They refused to go, like to the toilet, to go, do their business. And I don't know if I was doing it properly, but it was incredibly hard for my first two, especially how they were they're just a year apart. It was so hard. And then my last one got it like nothing. She got it so quickly because my first two helped her. So it was just yeah, it was hard.
Did you imagine that you'd be a mom at the age that you became a mom?
Yes and no, because I knew I was going to be a young mom. I wanted to be a young mom. I wanted to have all my children by the time I was 25, and I wanted to have 4 children. I have 3, so I missed one, but I did have all my children by the time I was 24, so I had my last baby when I was 24. So yes, I did know I was going to be a young mom, and I was waiting until I was ready for it. So yeah.
Describe your child in a single sentence.
Describe my children in a single sentence.
Mm-hmm.
Loud. They are very, very loud. All 3 of them.
How have you changed as a person since becoming a mom?
I don't know if I changed so much. I don't think I have. I know for sure I've been through a lot since I've had my children. I've had to put up with a lot of things. But I feel like if I did change, it would be that I know how to love unconditionally, and I know how to be a lot more patient, and I'm more protective, which is something that I didn't expect, and more determined as a parent to always be there for them and my family and everything. So I guess that's something I would say I gained. Okay, so that is the end of these questions. I hope you guys really enjoyed my answers. I will have those questions on my description box below if you guys would like to do them as well. I would really appreciate that. I got them from Josie L, also a YouTuber in this community. So please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and give this video a big thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Comment me in the comments below and see what we have that are similar. I would really appreciate that. God bless you guys. Bye.